Oh, hello again. My name is April, and I started this channel a year ago. Last year was one of the hardest years of my life. Not because of YouTube. YouTube actually kind of gave me an escape from what was going on. So let me just take you back. In the beginning of 2023, I was desperately trying to earn some extra income because we were trying to build our house with cash, just cash. And for the first half of it, everything went fine. That's exactly what happened. And then in June, everything just stopped. This new economy sucks. I know I don't have to tell you that, but everything costs 3 times as much as it did 5 years ago. And all of my budgeting projections and everything are just blown out of the water, and we just ran out of money. So I was talking to my sister one day, and she was like, why don't you just get a construction loan and stop stressing about it? And I was like, never even thought of that. So, well, we had thought of it in previous times, but we had decided against it. So I had not reconsidered it. And this time I reconsidered it. I applied. We got our construction loan thanks to owner builder loans, which seriously was the smoothest mortgage application process I have ever been through. Truly, it was a smooth experience. However, all of this started, I started contemplating getting a loan in October. So we applied for the construction loan. And at one point during the process, we were given some bad news, or like some potential bad news. And it was everything on top of everything. It just sort of added up. It just added up. It compounded over time. It was like a snowball, and I just got smacked with it in around October, November. And I sat down at the computer and I was like, okay, I gotta fix this. I gotta figure this out. And I couldn't. I had shut down. My brain would not work. It wouldn't work. And so I was like, all right, I gotta take a break. So took a break. Felt guilty the whole time. So if you are a subscriber, I just want to apologize to you, because last year I did at least a video a week, if not 2 per week, plus shorts, plus quizzes and polls, and I studied YouTube and tried to find out what would work. And I don't want to do that anymore. I apologize to my subscribers for just blanking and leaving you at the end of the year, but truly it was a protective mechanism. So a lot of my channel last year was about discipline, dedication, changing your life for the better, doing more, not less. And I am reversing that this year for 2024 for myself. I am still on the proper human diet. I'm not carnivore. I'm more ketovore. I'm basically eating, if God made it, I'll eat it. I'm also drinking some wine because I kind of need to. This house, we are still building with our own 2 hands, and I am still a middle-aged woman, and I'm tired. And I get real sore. And so a couple glasses of wine, it helps. I'm not worried about it. I'm just being real. It was because of me that the YouTube channel stopped last year. Don was like, yeah, sure, I'll take a break. But it was my mental breakdown. It was my problem, my shutdown, that caused me to flake out on all of you. And you probably didn't even care. You just went on with your lives. The holiday seasons were busy. I don't blame anyone for totally forgetting that we existed, but I didn't forget because this is my business. This is my job. I take it seriously. It's not my only job. And sometimes, you just have to let something go in order to pay more attention to other things. But like I said, it was a self-protection mechanism. It triggered in me. I know a lot of people use that word. I'm not using it like I saw a thing and it freaked me out. I mean, it physically flipped a switch. Something happened. And I could no longer cope. I could no longer cope with my life. So I'm not blaming this on YouTube. I'm not blaming this on my financial situation. Honestly, I think it was just everything all together. But some people have panic attacks or an anxiety attack. Sometimes I get anxiety. This wasn't that. What happened to me was straight up stress and complete and utter exhaustion and distress and despair. And I knew if I did not take something off my plate, I was going to lose it. Literally, I was going to lose it, and then it would be in someone else's hands to take care of me. And I didn't want to do that. So I made the choice to take YouTube off of my plate. So last year I talked a lot about how I can't sleep. I can't get deep sleep. I've had a brain map. I've done all sorts of tests. I did a sleep study. And finally, I have been diagnosed with obstructive sleep apnea. Yeah, that happened. And instead of getting the CPAP, which I do not want, I decided to go with the dental appliance. It kind of holds my teeth together and pushes out my lower jaw at night. My sleep has never been better. When I first got this smartwatch 2-3 years ago, my sleep was in 60s, 70s. It gives you a grade, like a score. 100 is great. It's perfect. So I'm in the 60s and 70s when I begin. But over the past few years, it has just tanked and tanked and tanked. I was down to like the lower 40s and sometimes the upper 30s, and it was saying needs attention. Something's wrong. You're not recovering. And I knew I wasn't recovering because I felt like crap all the time. So the dental device has greatly improved my quality of life and my sleep. I've gotten either good or excellent every single night since I began wearing the oral appliance. So I went from needs work, danger, danger to, hey, you're getting a great night's sleep. And all it took was a couple pieces of plastic to scoop my jaw out. It kind of hurts because it does readjust your jaw. And then in the morning, I have to bite down on this thing to make sure my jaw goes back to normal, or else it'll change forever. And I don't want that. So it's a little scary, but totally worth it. I recommend it to anyone. If you're interested, I'll make another video about it. But I said all of that to say this. I found some answers. One of which being that I just haven't slept in several years. And so now I'm finally sleeping, and I feel like that is a huge improvement. I have also been put on progesterone and a compounded form of testosterone. The testosterone is new. I've only been using it for maybe a month and a half. The progesterone I've been doing for at least 6 months now. And my hair, you probably can't tell. I mean, if you've never seen me before, obviously you can't tell. But my hair used to fit in a gap that big. So small. And it still does on the ends. I mean, it's so small. But up at the top, it's like that now. My hair has grown. My hair has grown. I thought I was going to go bald and just be like that forever. But I'm pretty sure it's the progesterone. But I noticed more. I guess it had gotten long enough by the time that I got on the testosterone. So about 3 months of progesterone, I started testosterone. And a couple weeks after that, I noticed, oh my gosh, these baby hairs are crazy. They're like, so short and sticking out all over the place. So I can't do my hair nice. I'm sorry. This is as good as it gets right now. But I'm so excited that my hair is growing back. Y'all, if you're not a woman, maybe men can understand too because they go bald also. But that's kind of cool for dudes. For chicks, not so much. Our hair is supposed to be our crown of glory. And mine was falling out and making me feel terrible about myself. So there was that. Dawn is doing fan flipping tastic. She looks amazing. And next month she will be back with me and we'll just catch you up on everything that's been going on with her. And she is actually going on her first solo cruise in early February. So y'all show her some love. Let's send her off right. I'm not jealous. I'm excited to live through her vicariously because there is no way I could get away right now to cruise, but I would so love it just to get a week to just not work. This year, 2024, still doing the YouTube channel. Going to bring you at least 12 videos this year, 1 video per month. I expect we'll be able to do more, but I just don't want to overextend myself this year like I did last year. So last year, I focused on discipline and doing it no matter what. And then my body was like, my brain shut down, and I started to transition into learning about rest and the necessity to listen to yourself. Mental illness is not something anyone wants to come to terms with. And I'm not saying I'm mentally ill, but what happened to me was as much mental as it was physical. So all my physical symptoms were stressing me and exhausting me to the point where my mental facilities, they were going away, and it was really scary. And I just felt like I couldn't do it anymore. So this year I'm learning about rest and not necessarily balance, but at least tension, keeping the proper tension between these different parts of my life. And this channel is going to be a lot about building a house this year because that's what I'm doing. Hopefully we'll be done in June. I commit to building at least a couple hours a day, almost every day. And it's a lot. And then there's the YouTube channel and the homeschooling and the taking care of the family and all the other things that I have to do. I just, no excuse. This is my life. I chose it. I'm living it. I just don't have time for too much else. And I just wanted to let you know that I'm sorry. But I think you'll like this channel more going forward because we're not going to be talking as much about diet. We're going to be talking more about what God has done for us and our current lives, and just sort of like a journal or, some sort of record of our lives and what we're going through as we walk through these end times. And if you don't think it's the end times, stick around because we'll be journaling it with you. We'll all be going through it together in different circumstances. And it's strange. I have a strange life. I am building a house with my own two hands. I'm 42. I don't want to. I'm tired. But this is the way we're doing it. And I designed it myself, so I can't even really hand it off to a builder yet and be like, okay, finish it, because they won't even know what's going on. I don't have blueprints. I don't have plans. It's all up here and, some written down, but mostly I have to be present for the build. So anyway, I'm excited about having a house. I will have a studio. I will have an office. I'll have a space to work out, kind of. It's upstairs, so I won't be able to do any sort of heavy weight lifting because I don't want to bring heavy weights up here. And I have a spiral staircase, so I'm not going to be able to bring much up here anyway. But I look forward to starting somatic style workouts later as soon as I have a space to. Even in the RV, I can't starfish out, even in the biggest room. So I just can't right now. I am not overcommitting myself. I am being very gentle with myself this year and trying to give myself more grace, trying to just get through this house building process because this has been years in the making. And for a minute there, it looked like it wasn't going to happen and it almost broke me. But now that it's happening, I have to physically do it. So follow along. We'll see if it breaks me this year too. I highly recommend if you can take time off, enjoy yourself. Life is not all about work. It really isn't. It's about the people you love and just time spent snuggling, I'm trying to develop a balance this year and I hope that you'll come along. We're going to be just our authentic selves. Yes, we're still trying to lose weight. Nothing about that has changed. I'm not sure if I'll be going to KetoCon. I just don't know if I'll be able to get away. So things have really changed. Like the whole direction of this YouTube channel is completely changed. I hope you're okay with that. And I don't want to play the YouTube game. Not to say we won't talk about diet, but I don't want to focus on it because I can't. I'm not focusing on it in my life. I have noticed that, over the holidays, I had sushi one day. Sushi. Very low quality, super good, all you can eat. It was great to me because I haven't had sushi in 3 years. But also, on Christmas Day, I had 5 cookies. Real cookies, real gluten, real white chocolate, macadamia nut cookies. But when I went to Christmas, they looked so good. And I was like, haven't done this in 3 years. Let me just eat some cookies. And I did. I made myself stop after 5. So, self-control. I'm against anything that's going to really stress me out this year. I'm going to avoid that. So don't stress me out. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a subscriber. If you are, if you're not, and you want to join, fantastic. If not, we'll be around.